Hello again, gaming world of YouTube. After what is amounted to be probably the most disappointing series of gaming records that I have done yet, mainly quality tests, because I made a mistake by thinking I could record my entire monitor with this game running as opposed to just the game, which is what I really needed to capture. Anyways, this is actually a showcase for a special mod that I have made for Minecraft, or MineCraft as my brother likes to mispronounce it. It's kind of like saying Skiffy instead of science fiction. Anyways, you guys might have seen this map before. Anyone who's a fan of really amazing Minecraft builds, this is called Future City. This city, along with 9 others, I will actually go ahead and drop the video that showcases them in the description. Any of the mods that I show you now, you probably are going to want to go in depth with if you're interested in them by watching other videos, because there's 67 of them total in this enormous mod pack that I have designed. And the biggest issue is showing everyone everything in each mod pack, because some of this stuff will just take forever to do so. However, the good news is it works, I guess. This mod pack was actually created from the Gravity Falls mod pack that's available on the Technic Launcher right now. The mod pack I designed, well, after the premiere of, that's nice. After the premiere of Weirdmageddon Part 2, my sister decided that she wanted to look up stuff for Gravity Falls, because everyone in my family is pretty much a fan of it at this point, even me. And if you know me, then you know that I really, really, really hate Disney, and I also hate modern cartoons. And anything after the 90s, just they went downhill way too fast. Anyways, oh, there's a broken pane right there that I hope I didn't do. Actually, I hope I did do that, because then, yeah, I'd have to, is that another broken pane? Oh, it's just stairs. Anyways, the big deal about this is my sister found the Gravity Falls mod pack available on the Technic Launcher. She doesn't actually have a Minecraft account. I, on the other hand, do. My other sister plays Minecraft Pocket Edition, so she can't get the mod. So I've gone ahead and looked at the mod myself. I was kind of satisfied with some of the stuff that they have. However, one thing that I was not satisfied with was the weapon choices available in the GF mod, because if you look at what Gravity Falls has in the ways of weapons, it's not that cool. And defeating Bill Cypher, which is pretty much the premises of the whole show, is not easy to do with a diamond sword, which is pretty much the best you can get. Even though there are special crystal weapons added, which I'd actually be happy to show you. So if you type in, let's see, crystal. So there's the crystal stuff. Yeah, this stuff does not come in, a sword. The armor and whatnot is probably better than, anything you're going to do with diamonds. But, oh, you probably notice what I'm wearing right now doesn't actually look like anything seen in Gravity Falls. It's part of the mods I added. Yep, I took the mod pack for Gravity Falls, said this ain't good enough, I've got to do more. So, I'm showcasing a little bit of the Gravity Falls mod. There's actually a guy who showcased it pretty well. Initially, he thought it was a good cosmetic mod, but eventually he came to figure out that there's actually more to it than cosmetics. I might go into a little bit of that myself, although I don't want to steal this guy's thunder because that would kind of be wrong. And I do think that he did a very good job of it. If I find the video, or if anyone who miraculously watches this dang channel decides that they want me to show them the video, I can go ahead and figure out where the video is and drop a link in the description. I'm also going to drop a link in the description for not the download to this world, but the video that showcases this world along with the 9 others that go along with it. Because in case you haven't noticed, with all the flying around I'm doing, which, believe it or not, is actually not creative mode flying, because I'm body slamming. Do you see that? It's part of the armor I'm wearing. I can also do this. Yep. And I can also explode stuff, but I don't want to do that because that might ruin the world. And I kind of like this world and don't want to reset it just yet. Which is not necessarily a bad deal, because I do have unlimited resets for this world, because I still have the zip file downloaded to my hard drive on a special place that means that every time I copy it over, it actually forces a copy as opposed to having to manually copy, which with or without the zip file makes that pretty pleasant. Anyways, I'm probably over-explaining as much as I really can about this, so I will go ahead and now showcase to you the overall effects of the mod that I have. So, any of you who are fans of Sword Art Online, you probably noticed what kind of sword I'm carrying. Yep, this is Kirito's Elucidator. I decided that there was a lot of melee weapons included in some of the mod packs I put in here, but the problem is I didn't really think that any of them were either as fashionable or cool or as practical as Sword Art Online ones. However, I was actually quite wrong, because unfortunately some of the stuff that comes with the same mod pack as the armor that I have is also a little bit more powerful. See, this is the Elucidator, it's got 13 attack damage. So here's the mod for the Sword Art Online stuff. I can actually get Kirito's his outfit, and I can also get some other stuff from Sword Art Online. There's Heathcliff's sword, there's a rapier, there's Kirito's Dark Repulsor, there's Asuna's Lambent Light. If you've seen Sword Art Online Episode 6, you know what this is. 5 and 6, you know what this is. If you've seen the second season of Sword Art Online, which I don't even know if that's what half of you would call it, but in the manga series it appeared as Dance of the Fairies or something like that. This is the Black Iron Greatsword, which I think sucks because of how big and just ugly this thing is. Although I haven't been able to figure out exactly what in here belongs to Klein. I don't see Aegil's axe in here anywhere. But yeah, there's the key sword from Kingdom Hearts. I don't know what this is. So there's some other stuff. This comes with you're probably better off reading that yourself, actually, because I swear I'm gonna butcher it every time. This stuff is some of the stuff that comes with the GF mod. I didn't put this here. I had no intention of putting it here. This also comes with that particular mod. I don't really know what these are. I think these are just more of those things. There are some stuff from, let's see, Carpenter stuff got in here too, which is really nice because these are some interesting wood makes. So if I hit R, then I can actually see how these things are made. Yeah, that's not bad. there's stuff for Mo creatures because it's Gravity Falls. How are you not going to have Mo creatures? And what you probably noticed is that there are now guns. Yep, GF, believe it or not, the Gravity Falls mod actually does come with guns. I'll show you. Where the heck did it go? It's not right there, not right there, not right there, not right there, not right there. I missed it several times now. There it is. See, these are the guns it comes with, which really are not that impressive. And because I was free firing, I probably got to reset the world. Anyways, yeah, unless you really feel like having a golden, like, Luger-looking pistol, then I don't see the point in using any of the guns from... And I bet you the game just froze. I don't see the point in using the guns from here. The melee weapons here, I don't know how bad they are, or how good they are. Now, in all... That's actually kind of cool, a chainsaw gun. Tell you the truth, for the fashion that these things give off, you're probably better off with an elucidator, and a wrench. Which actually, since I have BuildCraft in here too, it would behoove all of you who use this mod, assuming I get any requests to actually put this up, but anyone who uses this mod, it would totally behoove you to drop in an elucidator as opposed to one of these things. Like, gosh, if I get the Iron Warhammer, which isn't even nearly as powerful as... And I can't even check, because you can probably hear me tapping the key to check how it's made. It's not showing me, so I don't even know how those are made. Let's see, Flans mod, which comes with the guns. There's various guns in here. Like, see, there's different guns, different ammunitions. And yes, there is Nerf guns in here, which didn't make any sense to me. But there's a variety of guns in here, both modern and historic, actually, because there's some World War II stuff in here, which is really nice for people like me who are in love with the scary as heck PPSH-41, because the PPSH-41 is probably one of the... Actually, I say it's one of the coolest submachine guns of World War II, but the reality is, the Finnish put out a submachine gun of almost the exact same design, probably a bit of their own touch, a few years before the PPSH-41 came out. And not only that, but not only did the Russians copy this gun and make the PPSH-41, but they also copied the drum mag that holds 71 rounds, like I'm currently using, as you can probably see. You probably also got to know that this is one of the longest range guns that was used in the fronts of World War II, aside from the version that the Finnish used that the Russians just totally ripped off. The biggest difference between the PPSH-41 and the Finnish version, quite honestly, I like the PPSH-41 for a number of reasons, mainly because I can say the name. But the reality is that the PPSH-41 is just cheaper. It's not as good, but it's cheaper, and it's just so much cheaper that the Russian armies could just arm themselves with it. Anyways, back to the mod. There's a variety of different things in here. You can actually see, these weapon boxes don't come with weapons that you can grab. They just tell you what it requires to make them, and the ammunition for them as well, which in a sense, some of these are actually a little overpowered, because if you think about it, if you go out and kill a couple creepers, go mining a little bit, you could make yourself a cute little Thompson and a couple rounds of ammunition for your Thompson with your with just a little bit of iron and wood and gunpowder and all that stuff. But I think that's pretty much what makes Flans mod so creative, I guess. It's more creative than it is anything else, and it really isn't designed to be taken very seriously in my mind. So that's the gun mod, but there's actually more to it than that. Like, in the case of defeating Bill Cypher, you probably don't want to load yourself up with a PPSH-41. You probably want to load yourself up with stuff like this. See, this right here is explosive machine gun ammo, in case you don't know what a minigun is. This is grenade launcher ammo. And I guess I'm resetting the world anyway, so I'll go ahead and show you what these things can do. So let's get the ammunition actually loaded into that. And most of this world is actually quite soft, if I do say so myself, so... So the minigun will break through most of the stuff in this world, but the grenade launcher will break through a lot more. Yeah, that's that. And now I've totally got to reset the world because it was beautiful before I came along and now I've just ruined it. Anyways, Flans mod also comes with cars. Yes, lots and lots of cars. You probably see all these cars that say weird names on them. Well, these ones right here, My Little Pony fandom. I'm not really a My Little Pony kind of guy, but come on, really? I mean, I know that a lot of my brony friends are really going to be pissed off when they hear stuff like that, but I mean, I'm not a brony in any way, shape, or form, and I'm not afraid to admit that. And I have nothing against it, the brony fandom, but I mean, can you just keep your stuff out of my stuff? Well, this mod also comes with tanks. Yep, tanks. There's actually a coding malfunction between the cars here, the ones that actually look nice, and things like Willie's Jeep and the Wagon, which is the German version. I do regret to say that if you decide that you want to get just Flans mod, unfortunately, it only comes with the Wagon and Willie's Jeep, and it doesn't come with the Russian or the Italian or anything else like that, Jeeps. So that's a little bit of a letdown. But the big thing that I noticed is that, see, if I actually grab one of these and drive it somewhere, let's see, let me find one of these that I really, really like. Yep, this one's the one that I like. So if I actually, there's a road around here somewhere, I just gotta find it. And no, that's not the road. It's a big road. So thing is that if you actually look at the ingredients that are required to make these cars, you'll probably think they're pretty overpowered. And you're right, they pretty much are. So I'll actually show you. So if you look at, crap, dang it. There we go. And you know what? There's a solution. So this is required to make them. So let's find that car that I was using again. Is this it? Nope. 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 There it is. And as you probably noticed, all of those cars that I clicked on, 10 rosy reds and 10 bone marrow, plus 1 engine. If you actually pull something out of the creative inventory, like one of these street kind of cars, They are not that fast. I'm probably doing a whopping half a mile an hour in this thing. Believe it or not, it's actually one of the faster cars in the inventory. Now, if I go back over here, place the car again. Actually, you know what? To heck with it. I'll do it down here because this is not a bad road, actually. So if I grab Willie's Jeep, though, I can drop in. And as you can see, I'm going a lot faster in a World War II Jeep than I am in a world-renowned racing vehicle. But in all fairness, there actually is a solution to that. Because as I showed you before, whenever you craft them, you actually have to use special. So this is the stuff that's required to make the car itself, but you also have to have an engine. And I'll show you what makes the engine. Well, I'll show you what makes the car very difficult to craft, actually, because it's not this. I promise you. It's actually this. So see here, this is the most powerful engine in the game, the lightning engine. Glowstone, if you can get to the nether, this is pretty easy to get. Block of iron, that's like 9 iron right there. Plus a dense redstone coil, which if I'm correct, yeah, that's a redstone coil right there, and a block of redstone. A block of redstone is 9 redstone, but redstone's abundant, so it's easy to get. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's not all that powerful as I thought it was, but I mean, it's still not like easy to acquire for someone like me. So if I drop one of these in there, so now I've got the default one that has the rotary engine. I'm just going to destroy that, and I'm going to drop this one over here. You'll probably see that I actually get to go a lot faster. But it's not all that fast compared to what you can do in Willie's Jeep if you drop the lightning engine in there. And just to humor everybody, I'll actually go ahead and do that real quick. So, first things first, I've got the lightning engines in my inventory right now. Let me go ahead and pull what I need to make Willie's Jeep. So I'll need one of these. I'm actually going to get rid of this, and not that, just 2 of these. Let's see, so I need 4 small wheels. I need, let's see, that's 3 seats. Willie's Jeep is a World War II Jeep, so it actually requires a machine gun, which I don't even want to bother going through there to get. So I'm just going to go in here and use that too many items that comes with most of these mods. Let's see, so Browning. And because I'm crafting it, I'm just going to go ahead and give myself a box of ammunition to use with it, because usually you can't do that. I must also say that as soon as you get this mod, from me or anyone, or if you get Flan's mod, period, you gotta mess around with a lot of the settings, because unfortunately they don't like to work right. There's a lot of them that overlap. I forgot to grab the cactus greens, which is important because up until now, all these materials except for these 2 right here, so basically all this, can literally be used to build a cobble wagon. So I just need 5 cactus greens. Crap, that's 6. 5 cactus greens, and now I have Willie's Jeep. That is probably going to be insanely fast. So I'm going to hit, I've assigned the key to my 7 key to do this, but that's 7 on the number pad. So I'll show you what the gun does. I actually like the cobble wagon better because it comes with so here's the So yeah, a lot faster. I don't know what the guys... So basically, my understanding of it is the guys who did Flan's mod... Flan's mod is actually a mishmash of a few different mods, and that includes stuff from World War II to the street stuff, which is why it looks different. So that's probably why the cars have different speeds and whatnot. So I'm actually not going to cover this stuff because I haven't experimented with it. If you look at the name, you could probably figure out where to go to look for this stuff. I've already covered most of this. Is pretty much Flan's mod via. Oh, mechas. Oh, yeah. Flan's mod also comes with mechs. The problem is I don't actually have that because unfortunately it didn't come with my mod pack. I would love it if it did though because I like mechs. So here's BuildCraft. Actually, I'm going to drop down to a safer level to do this because I say safer, but it doesn't actually make a difference. So if you go into BuildCraft, I put this in hoping that I could actually get some... it was actually a particular set of weapons and armor I was hoping to get, specifically the nanosuit armor, the quantum suit armor, the nano saber, and the mining laser. However, that's apparently in a different BuildCraft mod because, as you can see, none of that is actually here. However, one of the reasons I actually left this in is specifically for this. So if you look at this right here, that's a redstone engine. If you go into pipes, a wooden transport pipe pulls stuff out of something, and usually you use cobblestone pipes. Gold pipes are probably harder to get, but they'll make stuff move faster. There's iron pipes, which are basically one way. So if you drop an iron pipe in there, I'll show you those too, because I've actually used them. The BuildCraft also comes with like these right here. So these are actually pretty nice for building stuff, although I've never actually used them. So actually, I'm going to go over to decoration blocks real quick, and I'm going to grab a chest, and then I'm going to go over to redstone and grab a red torch and a lever, or yeah, there's a lot of people who are going to look at me and say, dude, do you mispronounce stuff on purpose? Well, I'm a Texan, so the answer is yes. So the transport pipes is a pretty simple concept that I picked up rather quickly, actually. So basically, I'm going to drop a number of these. Actually, does this? Not an even number, but still. So there's your... There is your one-way pipe. And I'll show you what this does. So, let's drop a redstone engine back here. Now, redstone engines are the weakest of the engines and are really only good for two things. Actually, let's see. If I can remember, I think that a redstone engine will actually do... Crap. I think that a redstone engine will actually do this. I could be wrong, though. I could be very, very, very wrong. But I'm pretty sure a redstone engine will actually pull water up. And, nope, I'm wrong. I've done it before, I just can't remember how to do it. Anyways, let me get back to this. So, here's your one-way pipe with your two redstone engines, and these actually reach a certain terminal velocity. So, if you leave them sitting for a while, they'll actually speed up. So I'm going to drop all of this stuff in here. because I probably won't need it anymore. And if you look, right, it gets sent back by the one-way pipe. So if I flip the direction on the pipe, it goes all the way through. There's a variety of uses for these pipes, and this is all transport stuff. Gold transport pipes are obviously the fastest, but tell you the truth, if you really want fast, you're actually looking for pneumatic stuff, which I don't even know if it's even in here. That's all Bibliocraft, which is really nice for library stuff. I don't see pneumatic stuff in here, so it's probably not. But there are also steam engines, combustion engines, and this leads to things like extra. The steam engines are pretty simple to use. You drop in coal or something else to burn, and it brings itself up to temp and starts working just like a steam engine. As you can see, these are turned green, which means that they're starting to go faster. I don't actually want to break this pipe right here, because if I do that, then if I break the pipe, then what's going to happen is it'll just kind of pop open and all that. Let's see. That's a better solution. I like that one. So I'm going to drop this back in here, and this and this. And again, froze again. Alright. And we'll just let that kind of sit and do its thing. But I figured that might be useful for any of you guys who want to get this mod off me for whatever reason that I still can't figure out why I'm even offering. But I'm pretty sure Buildcraft also comes with special ender chests, which means that you could literally send something a mile away instantly. But let me show you exactly, because let's see, ender, there it is right there, the ender chest. So the ender chest, yeah, I don't think that's all that easy to make, because unless you can get an Eye of Ender and Obsidian, which both of them I think are kind of rare, then that's a little less feasible. Plus, it requires 2 ender chests to use it. So let's see, redstone. Nope, redstone is one word. Redstone engine. Right? Check this out. This is so easy to make. See, this is just wood planks. Pretty much glass, piston, which any of you who play Minecraft, I'm pretty sure you already know how to make this. They're not that hard, but I'll show you anyway. The wooden gear, just 4 sticks. It's literally all it takes to make one of those. Again, just some wood planks, cobblestone, a little bit of redstone, and just 1 iron. So it is really, really easy to make, and all that. Pipes are pretty easy to make too. So if I show you any of the pipes, Pip. Yeah, pips are cool. This actually applies for pretty much all pipes right there. Basically the material, the pipe on either side of it, and then glass right there. So yeah, and then each of these pipes has a bit of a different use. Block of quartz, oh, because it's a quartz pipe. Iron transport pipe, golden transport pipe, diamond. I don't know what the diamond ones do. Obsidian, lapis. Yeah, these are all pretty easy to make, and with too many items, then you can just look up what kind of pipes you want to make. Let's see. There's stuff from. Let's see. Actually, what I really, and any of you who really understand Portal, and you probably understand this. And it is totally not working. That is just my luck. Well, anyways, this is the portal gun from Aperture's Portal. Or not Aperture's, Valve's Portal. Any of you who haven't played Portal, shame on you. That game is amazing. And just, it's hilarious. They did their comedy right, which is really funny coming from me because I hate comedy. Any game that can do comedy right to the point where it's an offset as opposed to a focus, and do it well enough that I'm looking at it and I'm like, dude, this is just awesome. You know, Borderlands did their comedy right, Portal did their comedy right. There's just too much awesome to go around with those two. How to Train Your Dragon did their comedy right, because I actually like the comedy in How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, that's new. I didn't see that before. Although I've probably written it, to tell you the truth. Anyways, so yeah, the portal gun that allows you to place a portal just about anywhere and travel from one place to another rather quickly. Yeah, I looked at it, I was throwing mods together, and I'm like, you know, I just can't leave that out. There's a lot of other stuff that comes in here, like the aerial faith plate. Any of you who are familiar with Portal, you know what this does. Now, when you see me use it, you're probably going to be like, what the frick? Well, the answer is, my armor. And I promise you, I will get to the armor eventually. But yeah, that's the aerial faith plate. It throws you places. So let's break that, because I don't actually need it. And drop you in there. Anyways, I dropped this in here too because I figured, what the heck, why not? We're dropping other armors in here, but you guys are, after hearing plenty about my armor, what I'm currently using, you probably want to see that first. Well, here it is, Project E. Project E is a lot of, well, different types of matter manipulation. It doesn't include mass fabrication like some of the other stuff in BuildCraft, but there's definitely some good stuff in here. Now, to tell you the truth, in a fight against Bill Cypher, which was the intent purpose of putting all this stuff in here, this dark matter stuff that doesn't really have any other value except protection, will protect you infinitely against Bill. However, with the use of that grenade launcher I showed you guys earlier, you can actually hurt yourself more than Bill is going to hurt you, which is really, really odd. The red matter armor won't do it. Get out of my face, zombie. Here, have an elucidator. Anyways, back to this. The red matter stuff comes with a lot of its own protections. It's really, really durable. And this is what I'm using. For those of you who are actually looking at this stuff, so this stuff is just insane because, as I showed you earlier, I can strike lightning. If I stand somewhere and I hit another button, I just mined out a whole freaking quarry with my armor, and that's everything I got right there that I now have to get rid of. This will take a second. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Yeah, so that's what that'll do. And then also, night vision. Yep, I have night vision on this armor. While I was testing out the Bill Cypher clock, I actually hypothesized that it could change the time of day to either a permanent state of nighttime or permanent state of daytime. However, I have yet to actually confirm that because every time that I've used it, I've had night vision engaged. So I could not actually tell you, except that just looking up in the sky, that looks like, I mean, I didn't use it now, but I mean, that looks like, I mean, it just looked like, plus I spent a lot of time underground as well. but it looked like all that stuff. The other thing is this armor will also pull stuff into you, all that other stuff. You guys probably saw some of these weapons. The red matter stuff obviously is not as good as the dark matter stuff is not as good as the red matter stuff, but which I think is kind of sad, because actually I think that even though I really love the color red, unfortunately I think that the dark matter stuff actually looks cooler, but it's just me. Anyways, that doesn't do as much damage as my elucidator over here. This does. It does 3 points more damage. But what's really miraculous is this one. It's this red Qatar. That does a crap ton of damage. Now, actually, what I'm going to do to show you exactly what that red Qatar is capable of, some of these red weapons come with special abilities. So there's Bill Cypher right there, right? Now, you might have noticed that in the mod, I actually threw in a special, like if you look at this spider real quick, you can see that it has 16 health, right? And every time I hit it, it shows you how much is depleted from it, right? Well, alright, so there's Bill Cypher, 10,000 health. Here's my red Qatar. We fully charged the red Qatar, and then I'm going to hit the hotkey for that, which is C. I can actually kill him in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. 10 hits to kill Bill Cypher. Something that they could so not do in the movie. If they had as much ease at this as I do, then that is just why was Bill Cypher even a threat, really? That's kind of the point. That's kind of, which actually makes this whole thing pointless. So, to tell you the truth, if you actually do download the mod for the explicit purpose of seeing how well you can kill Bill Cypher, I challenge you, instead of using the red Qatar, or using the red Qatar with its special move, simply use the red Qatar in a normal mode. Actually, I'm going to pick up the red Qatar again. This is Bill Cypher egg, going to drop that. So see, I can actually hit stuff the way you would normally hit stuff with this, and it does a crap ton of damage. So that's a werewolf over there. Now, what you'll probably also notice is that obviously you can't just target a single opponent with that red Qatar. So try this. What I'm going to show you is what you can really do with it. Yeah, it targets multiple opponents at the same time. The red sword will do the same thing, which is nice. It doesn't do as much damage though, so I would advise the red sword if you're going to use it instead of the Qatar. And this is really good for mining, and I'll show you why. Oh, and just so you know, these don't actually require being charged at all. The red stuff does not. That'll clear a room. That is a nice hole. It's a big hole that I now have to empty my inventory for. I wish my hand was more responsive. And yes, I did just blame my hand and not my mouse. Well, let's see, that's, let me get to a different area. This is where I was testing the visuals of my recording software earlier. But that's Project E, and you're probably looking at this like, if this is so overpowered, and I understand the explicit purpose was to kill Bill, but no reference to the movie Kill Bill was intended in that one. If the explicit purpose was to kill Bill, so to speak, then why did you put in something that's just completely overpowered when you've got this stuff, which he can actually hurt you in, even if you fully mod it? Well, the answer is, one, I didn't actually realize how invulnerable... well, that's not true. I sort of did. I didn't realize how powerful the red guitar was, though. I did realize that you're pretty much invulnerable when you wear this stuff. So, yeah. This stuff, though, you can hurt someone in it while you're doing a while you're using the gosh, what is it? The grenade launcher, because I've tested it. I tried to kill Bill while I was wearing it using the grenade launcher. Well, allow me to show you exactly what makes this so, why it's overpowered. So if you go here and you check it in, if you check it, first off, I'm going to show you how each of these is made. So first off, there's the red matter helmet, right? You actually got to make a dark matter helmet to do this. There's red matter, which still requires more dark matter, more fuel. There's the philosopher's stone, and there's that. So if I go back over here and I go into this helmet again, red matter helmet, there's the dark matter helmet, dark matter. It's just, it's a very, very long, drawn-out process to try and make all this stuff. And I know that because my dad actually, when he was doing his own server, he was actually doing it for me too. See, each of these and how they get progressively smaller as you begin to craft them. Each of these has to be fully charged in order to craft with them. You charge them with these things, but even with the maximum number of these collected together into one mountainous shape, or hill-like shape, as I should say, because it's about the, what's this? Anyways, if you think about it, it's really quite a level of work, and that's just all of this stuff. I mean, so there's water buckets, dark matter again, block of diamond, which is a crap ton of diamond. But each of these requires different ingredients, and they're just not easy to make whatsoever. They are very, very difficult to make. So, but they are so worth it if you can do it, especially in survival mode. Because if you're in survival mode with these, you never starve, you never drown, you pretty much can't die with these things on. So, that's why I put them in. Because my dad actually made some of these for me because he was a real Tech-It guy, which is the mod pack that they came from, and he loved it just a lot. The quantum suit armor has similar effects, but the problem with the quantum suit armor is, again, I could not figure out exactly which mod in Tech-It they came with, so unfortunately I could not grab it. Which I think is really, really sad, because I would have loved to have some of that quantum suit armor. It is probably a bit more stylish than this stuff, and you guys can totally look it up later if you like. So that pretty much covers most everything except what I've left for last, and that's all this. So you might be looking at this and saying, okay, well, how the heck am I actually going to master all this? Well, the answer is, there's no easy way to it. So first off, this is actually your armor. If I put this on right now, it literally has no effect on my statistics whatsoever. You actually require one of these to do it. And so if I drop this right here, and I drop, see, it shows that I'm holding all this. So if I go here, see, I can put different kinds of armoring into it. So yeah, I just want to grab So, and because I'm in creative, I don't have to have all of these resources on hand, but as you can see, it does require certain resources to run. See, all these resources are required in order to run this thing. And you know what? The funny thing about it is it doesn't completely protect you against Bill. You are actually still susceptible to Bill's attacks even while you're wearing that stuff. Which means that I don't know how good the crystal armor is in the Gravity Falls mod by itself, but I can tell you for sure that Bill can hurt you in that. The good news is, though, you encounter something like this with the right kind of mods in the modular power suits, you don't have to jump to get over that. But I don't have to worry about it because I can fly. And I'm sure that there's probably a lot of you guys that don't believe me on the whole flight thing. So I can't drop, and because I didn't put because I didn't drop in because I didn't do the settings for this, I can't show you I can't do the command myself in single player, so I've got to open it to land. But if I drop myself into game mode 0, right? So here's survival mode, and whoop-de-doo, I can still fly. I'm still flying. I can still body slam. You can actually hear, if you listen closely, because I have the volume of the game turned down, not only do I have the not only am I hitting the ground, but I should be taking fall damage given how hard I'm hitting the ground. But probably one of the neater features about this armor, I should be drowning right now, and I am not. I believe I can walk on water too. Yep, I can walk on water. Gotta admit, that's pretty badass. Anyways, I've actually tried jumping through portals since I have the portal guns with this mod on. It does not like that. Because, actually, I'll show you why. If you look at how high up I am, think about how quickly it would take for me to descend, right? With the hurricane boots, it makes my fall very slow. But I just descended, and it froze my game. I just ascended thousands of feet in the air in a matter of 1 microsecond using that body slam ability. So yeah, it's pretty scary. Anyways, you guys probably want to see some stuff about me actually fighting Bill Cypher. So, because that was kind of the point of doing this, was to showcase the ability to destroy him. So the question is, where exactly am I going to do it? Because there's a lot of really awesome stuff around here that not only would it kind of be fun to destroy, but I would really have a serious guilt trip doing. And not that right there isn't enough of a guilt trip as is. I mean, there's just a lot that could happen. So, alright. I've killed Bill once, actually, because I killed Bill once because I was showcasing the red guitar. But if I go, let's see, how exactly do I want to murder him? Oh, I know how I want to do it. Crap, I overshot it again. Actually, let's see, GL6 is the grenade launcher I want. Grenade, yippee. So I'm going to need a crap ton of these things. And that's probably enough, actually. Oh, actually, I probably also want to showcase a little bit of the mod, too, because... any of that. So, it's got Mabel, it's got Dipper, there's Pixie, it's Birds, the Wasp, yada. So Waddles the Pig, there's Bill Cypher, Grunkle Stan, Seuss, the Gnomes, there's Wendy, there's the Hide Behind, which appeared in one of Dipper's Guides to the Unexplained, Pacifica Northwest, whose mansion I have actually destroyed numerous times, but for the sake of lag, I actually didn't run it in this particular I didn't run, because the Gravity Falls mod includes materials that aren't in here. For the sake of the video, I actually ran it in Future City. There's Old Man McGucket, there's the Manotaur, the Summerween Trickster, Giffany, who, for whatever reason, is among my favorite characters. Dang it. When I say shoot, I expect you to shoot. Basically what Giffany is she's actually a computer program that gained autonomy with the explicit purpose of attempting to not destroy Seuss, but she wanted to date him, because she's actually a character from a dating simulator that he got, so that way he could learn to talk to girls. But then when she gained autonomy, she tried to kill him, or not kill him, but kill this other girl that was not only real, but actually had feelings for Seuss, and Seuss had feelings for, as well as Dipper and Mabel. In response, Seuss basically threw her game disc into a pizza oven and she was incinerated. And there's her game disc right there, the Romance Academy 7. That actually, if you watch, it's the title of the episode is Seuss and the Real Girl, but if you actually watch the episode, then you'll know that the Romance Academy was not properly translated into English, because Seuss actually mispronounces some of the stuff that's put on the that's put on the screen for him to read and whatnot. It's supposed to be very dramatic. I bet you guys can look it up. Grenades! Pretty. Sweet annihilation. Anyways, I just killed Giffany in about, I don't know how many hits. I can't explain to you why Giffany is among my favorite characters, but I can explain to you, however, why I call her Giffany as opposed to Giffany. For those of you who are into that whole GIF versus GIF Tumblr battle thing, whatever. Anyways, if you actually look at her name is supposed to be .gifany, is in the file format. Well, if you actually try and pronounce the file format, if you try and pronounce the file format phonetically based on the words that it stands for, my father, who destroys malware for a living, really big computer guy who I picked up plenty of tips and tricks from, I don't know how much of it I can contribute to having actually made this mod and all that, but I picked up a number of tricks from him. I've learned that, well, I mean, I've learned a few troubleshooting tips from him and all this other stuff. Anyways, he told me that GIF actually stands for graphic image format. So if you think graphic image format, then you have to say GIF, not GIF. Otherwise, it would be graphic image format. That's my argument. I don't really care what yours is because I don't really want to get caught up in the whole thing. I hope that somehow helped you if you really were looking for help, but if you weren't, then, well, you got my opinion, and I don't want to receive flack for anything that you guys have or have not heard or whatever, because, quite honestly, I don't get involved in stuff like that, you know, like that whole, what color is the frickin' dress? Well, the only reason I ever got involved in that one was because I wanted to take the color pick tool out of my painting program and pick a color on the dress to see what color it was. I knew for a fact that it was blue and black when I saw it, and you know, I don't know. That thing had its 15 minutes of fame, and people were setting it on fire on the internet and whatnot. So, I mean, who cares what color the frickin' dress is? Anyways, I'm not going to directly kill Bill Cypher. However, I will just completely try to destroy him for the moment. I am probably going to wreck a crap ton of stuff while I'm doing it too. So, feel free to watch as the final phases of this particular video come to a close. So I'm going to switch my game mode back to 0, spawn Bill, who is now going to try to kill me, and as you can see, he is doing nothing. To tell you the truth, I've probably done more to myself in 1 second than he did to me. Where did he go? Ah, there he is. Come here, Bill. Let's see. It's in here somewhere. I believe I actually got him to take about, what is it, how many? 23 points in hit damage just from falling. There you are, you little two-dimensional creep. Burn! I will break you! In the most uncertain of times, today I have become the bull. Don't you love heavy metal music? Actually, I love it so much I'm going to play some right now. And I am now taking damage. When this song ends, I'll go ahead and turn off the you later. Pretty cool. Oh, well, that's the end of the song, so I guess it's the end of the fight. Now, if you actually get far enough from him, he does despawn, so that's what I'll do. And boom! Wow, trees. Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, I'm actually still getting used to this world. And it froze my game again. Anyways, that's the showcase for the mod. I hope you guys liked it. If not, I guess it wouldn't hurt my feelings. And I don't mean to say that to sound pitiful or anything like that. It's just... yeah, never mind. Anyways, as soon as my game unfreezes, I can probably close it and send you... oh, hey, cool. Actually, I wanted to investigate this radio. Oh, I've seen this before. Alright, well, that owes myself one reloaded world. You guys get one great mod showcasing, and hopefully, I don't know how many of you guys are really going to go say, oh, I want this mod, but if I get a lot of interest in people that really want to do it, then sure, I'll go ahead and put it up for download, with instructions on how to download it. Because I don't actually know how to make a mod. I just kind of Frankenstein this one together. So that's me this day and age. I will see you guys later. I might make another movie tonight. I might do one later. I don't know. But enough of my jibber jabber. I'll go ahead and stop talking now and let you guys get back to your lives, because mine is virtually non-existent right now. See ya.